Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bracha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And this is this coupled with a video that I have, here, it's just highlighting that we can't get out of here, soon enough. Okay, because every day, you see more and more that if we continue to stay in this place, there's really, like the Lord said, or as the scriptures say, there shall be no flesh left to be saved. All right, they're pretty much making it next to impossible for you to, as it says in Revelation 13 and 15, anybody that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So they're pretty much making it impossible for you to live a life that does not conform to this agenda that they're pushing. Okay, and they go for these legislations and these bills to try and pass these laws that are very subjective to whatever they deem it to be. And one example is what you're seeing here, as it says, Poland prepares hate speech law, 3 years in prison for insulting the alphabet people. Now, just recently, I think Georgia and South Dakota already passed laws against certain, preaching certain parts of the Bible because they said that it's anti-Semitic. So now it's a criminal act. So you see how step by step, day by day, they keep pushing more and more of this agenda to where it becomes pretty much impossible for you to just live a regular life if you are somebody that's trying to live a righteous life. Okay, they want to pretty much abolish that and push this satanic anti-Messiah, spirit out here on the children, okay, in the school system, everywhere you go, and they're moving at a very rapid pace. So let's read a little bit of this, which it shouldn't even come as a surprise. I did a lesson not too long ago. There was the whole situation with men, what they call chest feeding, okay, babies, which they let you know that that's actually not healthy for the babies, but because they don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, they want to go ahead and say that, nah, it's okay to do. Okay, you had that, you had I forgot where it was exactly. They were either they pushed for it or they were pushing to say that parents who refuse to pay for their child's transition surgery, right, can either have their children taken away or they can face criminal charges for that. Okay, so you mean to tell me, with all the problems going on in the world today, this is what they're focusing on? All right, now if you notice, this is like a one-way street. So there's laws. You can face 3 years in prison for insulting the alphabet people, right? Saying something that is considered hate speech or offensive to them, but not vice versa. So what about a situation where they, maybe one of them initiates something and things get out of hand and they're hurling these slurs and insults and offensive things at you. But if you were to reply or, say something back, then they can say, oh, well, that what you said back, regardless of what they said, is, considered illegal under this new law. Okay, and the scriptures tell you that, right? Let's actually pull that up real quick. Oops, blue letter. Offender for a word, and it also tells you that they frame mischief by a law, right? This is Isaiah 29 and 21. Let me see. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. See? So if you were to, and this also goes back to the scriptures, right? Because if you were to go into the scriptures and bring out Leviticus 20 and 13 or any law that says, like, that's against the alphabet community, well, guess what? They're laying a snare to say that if you speak in this way, then you are, or you can face up to 3 years in prison, because they once again, they loosely define what it means to be to insult, okay, some of them. So just actually speaking the truth, they can consider that an insult, and then they can try to bring charges against you. They're making you an offender for a word. They're laying a snare for those that reprove, okay, that speak the correct words of the Heavenly Father. And as it says, what? To turn aside the just for a thing of naught. And they're trying to make everybody conform to this new way of life, which is against the Creator's laws. Here it is, the creation is going to abandon the Creator's laws to make their own laws. And that's why the Most High is going to take them out. So let's read a little bit here. Poland, once a bastion of conservatism, is radically shifting gears under the new left liberal government with a new quote-unquote hate speech law that could see offenders imprisoned for up to 3 years for offensive content against the alphabet people. The left had already been pushing for stricter speech controls before the coalition government formed. And since it won power, the left is now making good on its promises. Let's get to the main point here. The new draft law is looking to, now, whether this actually passes to become a law or not, the point is, we are now at a point in history where these are the things that they're trying to make a law. But if you are here, the thing is, if you are in this for equality, why are you making laws that are biased towards one side? There aren't any laws right now that say that if you insult somebody that's heterosexual or whatever, that you can face prison time. But there's going to be a law that they're pushing for in the opposite way. But that's not equality. Okay, that whole equal, all that, that's not what they threw that out the window a long time ago. They pretty much want to flip the world upside down. Anyway, the new draft law is looking to expand classifications regarding hate speech to include age, disability, gender, sexual orientation, and gender identity, according to Polish news outlets. So you accidentally call somebody that identifies themselves as a she, you call them a he, maybe habitual or whatever. They take offense to that. They want to bring charges against you. Well, maybe this new law might not, might have it to where you end up in a bad position. Okay. Now, what happens when they say, okay, we're making this law. It's a crime to speak against the alphabet people, and then Slaki, and then what happens if what they call MAPS, minor attracted persons, right? Adult people who are interested in young children say that they want to fall under the banner of the alphabet people. Now you can't speak against them either if you say something that offends them. So maybe you find some super old guy trying to, inappropriately interact with your 9-year-old daughter or something, and you say something, and he's out. Oh, well, I fall under the alphabet community, and I'm offended by that. Give this person some time. Poland's new government moves to crack down on hate speech. So you're seeing how this isn't like an American only thing. This is happening worldwide. Each government, I think, but was it New Zealand or so? I saw a video. I think it was New Zealand. It was put in our chat that basically they were talking about trying to make a digital ID, like the new thing. Okay, that's going to be the new thing. If you don't have a digital ID, you're going to be refused services. Like today, if you went somewhere you don't have an ID, but it's a place that they require an ID. Like even when you want to buy certain things. In a strong stand, they moved to crack down on hate speech. Wow, that's interesting. Of all the years of life, of the earth being in existence, now all of a sudden they want to crack down on hate speech. What about the famines that are being created and orchestrated around the world where people are actually dying of that? You don't want to crack down on that? Or the different pestilence and diseases that are being released against the people, you don't want to crack down on that? In a strong stand against government plans to penalize what is called hate speech, Poland's Confederation Party asserts the need for free and unrestricted public discourse. The introduction of the proposed solutions will ensure enhanced and full criminal law protection against the use of violence or unlawful threats, incitement to hatred, insults, and violations of bodily integrity due to the disability, age, gender, sexual orientation, or gender identity of the injured party, reads the draft. Now, this is very misleading because you're not cracking down on hate speech. You are uh, trying to push legislation that's biased towards a certain demographic of people. If you want to go with hate speech, that's general. So this law should be bi-directional. It shouldn't just be in one direction, you know. But we know that regardless of how they frame it, it is going to be in mainly one direction. Nobody's really going to take it seriously if somebody tries to use this law in the opposite way. They try to say, "Oh, I was insulted by somebody of the alphabet community." Are they going to treat it the same way as if it was vice versa? So when you say, if you want to say hate speech, that's pretty general. And then again, it's subjective. What is hate speech? Right? How if somebody states facts, right? Like somebody says, for example, in the Bible, the Most High says the alphabet community are an abomination. Well, somebody can say, no, that's hate speech. Somebody can say, well, I'm just saying what the Bible says. So who's going to be the one to say, no, it's just facts that this person is stating, or this is actually hate speech? And I'm sure whoever it is that's going to be making that call is not going to be one to say, oh, this is just facts. So, you can already see where it's headed from now, right? It says here, now under these new rules, insults against sexual orientation or gender identity will be punishable by up to 3 years in prison. So just by saying something, and here's the thing, here's the fine line about that is interpretation. Is this based on what others interpret what you said to be or to mean, or how you actually meant it? But I guess that won't matter, right? If they perceive it to be something that they deem an insult or they deem hate speech, regardless of what you meant, how you went, where you got it from, your ass is getting subjected here. So they're actually pushing for this. They're making it pretty much a law to accept something the Most High, the Supreme Creator, the one who put everything together, has said don't do. They say no, do it and protect those that do it. And as if it couldn't get any worse, I was watching this video that was done by the elder Manata Zakaba, and as you can see, I don't even feel like playing this, man. I'll link it in the description. You check it out. But pretty much you got these little children. Matter of fact, maybe I'll play the intro. The bitch, she can get the fuck out by my shit. Turn around, hit her with the block, take the fuck down. Turn around, he in that kill, we gon' take him down. Okay, get behind, we gon' do 60 fucking miles. See that? So this is what, as it says, black culture, right? This is what black culture is teaching their younger, the youth. So if at the age of 9 or 7 or 8 or whatever, this is what they are being led to think is cool or invest their time in, well, I mean, what ends up being the outcome or the end result of modern day black culture rappers and artists? They end up getting, this person either got shot, this person got stabbed to death, this person got jumped. It's just a violent, or vengeful lifestyle that doesn't breed any form of good merits. So why push that upon your children? Why not educate them? It's interesting because the same nation of people, the Israelites, back in the ancient world, you know what they were doing at this age? They were being educated on how to read and write in the scriptures. Okay, understanding who the Most High was, our history, these kinds of things that were actually beneficial into making a nation great. Okay, but it goes to show you how severe the curses of the Lord are upon us. And this is why the Lord said, let me actually hold that as well. Actually, I can just pull it up from this tab. Which, when he said this to that angel, guess what? They were doing this shit back then, but this judgment the Lord sent out by his angels, he's gonna send the same thing out again, because when he said this, let's read that, Ezekiel 9, and I'm just gonna hit the point, verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, because when you read the context, what they were doing over there in the land of Israel was just straight abominations, murders, idol worship, sacrificing children. So the Lord said, just take their asses out, man. Right? It says, and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young. So why? Because all of them had been covered by had been polluted by the wickedness that was going on in the land. Well, guess what? Even the old and the young. Now they may say, well, what's wrong with this? Oh, what's wrong with this? What do you think he's going to grow up to do? You think he's going to grow up to teach about the Most High and how you got to be a righteous individual according to the scriptures? If at this young age, this is what he's into. He's going to care about money. Eventually, drugs are going to be introduced. It's going to be women, drugs, money, guns, and then somebody ends up dead. And then or somebody ends up in prison. They already got other kids around his age doing diss tracks. You know what that leads to? One says this, one says that, one says this, one says that. Then one takes it too far. Then it goes escalate. Then now they got beef, and then now you got 9-year-old gangs, and they doing drive-bys and shootouts and shit. That's a cycle of death, and it's rightfully so that they accept the name black, because that's exactly what it is: death, darkness, void, negativity. Israelites, okay, weren't our heritage, our customs are not this, and that's why the Most High is going to need to burn all this, and that's why, like I said, this commandment that he gave them, the angels, he's going to give those death angels again to cleanse this nation of the undesirables. The Most High does not desire an Israelite that is going to be out here doing anything other than serving him. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. So you're not off the hook. The Most High doesn't discriminate, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin in my sanctuary. Then began they at the ancient men which were before the house. Okay, and what they do, they did exactly what the Lord told them to do. Now let's go to the book of Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. And the Lord Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. And this was prior to the flood. This is what led up to the flood, when the Lord saw that upon the earth was just wickedness. And trust and believe, man, you may think it's not that bad, but if you sit down and see a compilation of all the things that are going on in the world right now, you would see that the wickedness of today transcends that of the old world. And that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And you know how we know that? Because give it a week or a month, I'm sure something else even more wicked or stupid or dumb will come out. If you look at over the course of the past few decades, half century, and how the youth and people have grown up, they're becoming more and more degenerate. They're finding more and more ways to be promiscuous, to be whores, to be hoes, to be niggas, to be wicked, okay, and to promote just negativity, death, moral decay. That's what, if you were to look at how the trend that has been going on over the past few generations, that's exactly what it is. And so this goes to show you that their imagination, their thoughts, the things that they think up are evil continually. And that's why you're seeing the end product of it, where here it is a chick's birthday. And so since she wants to be the idol, the star of attention, she pretty much dresses half naked and then goes out. That's like the new thing. When it's your birthday, you got to show out. You got to come up and you pretty much just come outside naked. You know, and people are taking pictures. They're like, yes, and all. And it's like, yo. Verse 6, and it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. So if he was grieved for the things they did back then, and they're doing much worse now, what do you think the Lord is going to do? Well, what conclusion did he come to then? Verse 7, and the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. Right? So the Lord's conclusion was, I'm going to destroy it. Because it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. People that cook, you'll see that if they're baking or they're making something and it does not go the way they meant it at all, and it's not edible, they throw it out. Okay? Or even somebody that's drawing. You may go into an artist's room and you see a lot of crumbled up papers. And if you open up those papers, you'll see like, yo, this was like a beginning of a drawing and then he never finished it. Yeah, because it didn't turn out the way he wanted it. So he destroyed it. That's how it works. So guess what? We are like that food or like that drawing, and the Most High is the cook or the artist, and he's like, nah, this world is not how I envisioned it to be. So he destroyed the old world with water, but he saved Noah and you know his family. Well, guess what? Malachi 3 and 6 tells us that the Most High changes not. So what's he gonna do now? He's gonna destroy this place again. And all the proof you need as to why, look around you. Look around you and you'll find out. Read the scriptures, find out about the Most High and what he requires, and then look around you and you'll understand exactly why what's going to happen is going to happen. Now, this is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, that's the old world, being overflowed with water perished. Why? Well, we just read that in Genesis 6. The imagination of man's heart was continually evil. The lawmakers, the citizens, all of them. So the Most High destroyed it. And guess what? Verse 7, but the heavens and the earth, which are now, so post-flood, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So the first destruction was by water. The second is going to be by fire, i.e. is known as the second death. And this is the book, and this is why, right? The reward of hard-headedness is punishment. 2 Ezra 16 and 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay? But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So the Lord is sending these plagues. He's showing you the signs that, yo, he's not happy. So, you know, stop. But for all these things, they're not mindful of it. Instead, they continue in their wickedness. So then the Lord just brings destruction. Boom. And then calls it a day. And that's what's going to happen. The Lord is going to bring destruction. He's going to call it a day. End of story. And then the world is going to realize, all right, maybe this time you're going to learn and understand why you don't do what the previous people did. See, the scriptures tell you about Sodom and Gomorrah being destroyed as an example for those that should come after. Well, after this destruction, the scriptures will tell you that America was destroyed as an example for those that should come after it. And the fire, the smoke of her burning will be pure evidence of that. Anyway, with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.